少しですね、この場所ポストシティという場所についても伺ってみたいと思います。ここ2015年からフェスティバルの会場として使われていて、2023年にも、メイン会場となる場所ですけれども、ちょっとここはそもそもどんな場所なのか、そしてちょっと今年にはどういうふうに2023年にはどういうふうに使われるかというのを伺ってみたいと思います。
Yes, of course. Well, this is an absolute amazing menu. I don't have to tell you, you see it.
Yeah.
But we actually, for the very first time, used this venue in 2015 because actually the postal services who were running that building beforehand, the Austrian postal services, they moved out of it because it was not practical anymore. Practicality in terms of postal services means that from the entry point of a parcel until the exit point of a parcel, it should not take longer than 1 minute. Here, and you see those beautiful blue slides that were actually used for parcels to pass through. It took 4 minutes from the entry until the access point. So you can understand that in an economic value, the building makes no sense anymore. Also because the building is right next to the train station, and most letters or parcels don't come anymore by train, but actually by truck. So the new building is now next to the highway, which allowed us suddenly to have access to this amazing building. It actually in total has 80,000 square meters on several floors. We are using the whole building, the full potential of it for the festival, and we are transforming it in the next weeks and months for this year's festival, for the festival 2023. And what you're going to see is here actually a kaleidoscope of conferences, of many exhibitions, of workshop programs, of encounters, of lounge areas, of places for meeting and engagement. Having all those artists, we will have around 1,000 individual protagonists and artists involved in the festival. As well as probably, I haven't counted it yet, but probably around 400 or even more individual events taking place here. And now we just see the first floor of the building, right? But if you follow the slides downstairs, you will end up at the next floor, which is actually so-called train hall. There the huge trains used to come in. There are tracks of 240 meters length. And that is the area we will do where we will have all the performance programs, like the concert with the Bruckner Orchestra in Linz, as well as the award ceremony of what we've mentioned before. And we will also have this year a nightline, which is the party night in the evening, allowing us to dance until the early morning. And this is, trust me, a perfect venue for that. And then even if you go one floor below, you will end up in a former nuclear bunker. Which for many people that don't come from Austria or Germany or Switzerland is something very specific, because there was actually a law in the 70s still during the Cold War, or that came from the Cold War, that every public building mandatorily need to have a nuclear bunker in case of an emergency, so that the inhabitants of the city of Linz could actually be safe there, or some parts of them. And that is a place which is gloomy. I mean, it has huge walls, it has huge metal doors. Still, this whole infrastructure is intact. Actually, you have the showers at the entrances that you would have to take in case of an emergency. So that all is still functioning. And this basement, this bunker area, we will transform into the theme exhibition again this year. And just imagine projections, lights, installations, bio artworks, again in these very special places. And as I mentioned, this first floor is going to be freely accessible. That means we will also have a huge area that is dedicated to a program we call Create Your World, which is a festival within the festival, especially dedicated at the next generation. So at kids and youngsters, and they will come here doing workshops, participating in open lab situation, again bringing their sisters, their siblings, their parents and everyone to come along and to discuss with them this question of who owns the truth and how we can empower the next generation to really use the technology for their own sake and their own good. And you cannot imagine it now. I mean, if you look now through the building, it seems huge. But it seems small to me, because once the festival starts with all those different projects, it even seems way bigger than it does now.
ありがとうございます。本当にいろんなプログラムが行われる。そして核のシェルターのような、歴史的な部分というのも見られるということですね。でこのポストシティという名前自体も、アルスエレクトロニカの方で名付けられたんですよね。
Yes, actually that was our festival theme in 2015. It was called Post City, and we were building up within this venue some sort of new society within a new infrastructure for a city, because we were exploring at that time what does a city need in order to provide an inhabitable place for human beings in the coming decades. And that name stuck ever since. It's called Post City, and unfortunately, and it's hard to imagine looking at the size and the amount of concrete in that building. But the city of Linz is unfortunately planning to tear down the building, to dismantle it in the coming years. So at the moment they don't know really how to do it yet, because it's a very complex situation, especially when you look at the bunker area. But they will build up, classical high-rise towers next to the main train station. And that is going to be the sad part about it, that there is going to be an end to that building. But for this year, we're still going to use it.
ありがとうございます。ということで、ここまでフェスティバルについていろいろと伺っていきました。クリストルさん、ありがとうございました。
ありがとう。
ありがとう。